Hello everyone, I wanted to show you this card that I made for my brother. What you see here is a card cut from the Paper Doll Dress Up card that I cut in 3 inches, and I cut it 3 times. Because for those of you that are familiar with that card, you know there's a lot of different cuts there, but they don't have layers. So I decided to use my Gypsy, take away almost all of the contour lines, cut them 3 times in different colors, and make my own layers. So hopefully I can show you what I did here. Cut it in the brown, cut it in the black, cut it in gray. And then I used some regular scissors to cut away portions of each color that I didn't need. So I took away some of the brown, and I did this beforehand, and took away some of the black, and then I'll show you how this is all going to work. So my black layer is going to layer on top of my gray. My gray is going to be my tires. So I'll go ahead and use some glue to tack that down. I'm using mono adhesive today because I wanted a little bit of wiggle room as far as drying time. Being that I'm making my own layers here, I wanted to make sure that it didn't dry too quickly like the Scotch quick dry would, just in case I needed to finesse the layers a little bit. So I like both of those glues equally, but the quick dry is quick. So mono adhesive, the Tombow takes a little bit longer. So I'm just lining it up here, making sure that I get it right where I want it, and it worked out perfectly for me. So there's my black layer, and then my brown layer here is going to be the color of the body of my card. So once again, using the mono adhesive, and use such little glue with that product. A bottle lasts forever, so love that glue. Just flip it over and place it on top, and you will see that by doing this, I've given a cut that doesn't have any layers at all on the cartridge and made my own. And so that just helps you to just use more cards. And as I said, Paper Doll Dress Up has so many cute little shapes that it just makes it that much more versatile, the cart, when you can do something like this. Gluing on some tires, not tires, hubcaps, or I should say buttons to look like hubcaps. And you'll see that I've stitched all the way around. I went ahead and did that so the video wouldn't be so long. Used black around the tires, white around the body of the card. Let's put my glue away. And my base card is going to be an A2 size, cut in half, opening on the top. Use my bone folder. And then this other piece, or this other shape, was for my Gypsy Wanderings. And it's only part of the shape. See, I cut it, the whole thing. See, and then I'm only going to use the top portion. And I've already stamped my sentiment. I'll show you what I did there in a moment. I sized it 5 1/4 across so that it would fit really well. See that across the card, the base card. And centering that, and then my sentiment was pretty big, so I was worried that I would mess up. I'd have the card all done, and then I'd mess up my sentiment, but I liked it. So what I did was just a little dry run, placed my card on top, and then I knew exactly how much space I would have to go ahead and stamp it. And so I've done that already, and no mistakes there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down this white portion of my card, and I went ahead and did some stitching around that too. See, so that's all done. So I'm centering that carefully so it's equally distributed on both sides. I was trying to be, I hate having things crooked, so I get a little anal about that. Right, ATG, using my ATG there, putting some tape on the back, and taping that down. And I know this looks so weird, but bear with me. I just had this whole thought in my head here as how I wanted this to go. I used a lot of stitching because it kind of gave me the idea of the road, being that I'm using a card as my main element. And then I had this striped paper that kind of gave me the idea of the road again. I know there's no red roads, but you know, just using a little bit of creative license here. So this is where the other half will go. See how that looks? So I was kind of happy with that. So it had my stripes going the long ways. And then I'm going to place my card or my car on top of that as if it was driving on the road. This is just thin paper. I think it's one of those big paper stacks. So use my ATG. I'll use the red on the bottom and just place that as if it was, you know, a normal layer, just as you would any layer that you would cut, you know, 1/4 inch. So there goes the background of my card. Then here comes my car that I did myself. I was pretty proud of myself that I figured out how to do my own layers. And I'm going to use some pop dots to pop those up a bit. I used quite a few of those. And then just place that. Now I've got to get it just right because I already have my sentiment, and I'm using, actually, as you can see, I'm positioning my card on my quilt mat lines there to get it just right. So there you have it.